Hey everybody.
It is Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Let's
It's
look go
snowing.
live and see what
It's
happens.
it's
Is it
snowing, Joey.
is it still snowing?
It's still snowing here. We're supposed to get see, I'm excited and I'm being quiet because everybody around here is tired of snow. But I love snow and I still love snow. We've got and we probably have almost an inch on the ground already.
No, yeah, ours is it's still snowing, big fat flakes, but nothing's sticking. So
Pretty.
yeah, it is pretty.
It
But it's
is.
also pretty dark out, so I can't see anything. But it was interesting. I was on a call earlier today, and somebody says they were calling in from Idaho, and they said, "I'm from Idaho," because everybody was like, "I'm from, I'm calling from the East Coast, and it's snowing and it's cold," and then someone from California is like, "Yeah, I'm calling in from California, and it's freezing here, just dip below 80," and everybody's like, "Oh my God." And someone from Idaho said, "Yeah." Idaho didn't get the message that it's supposed to be winter. It's like 50 degrees here. We haven't had snow, so it's
It's
just,
such a weird season.
yeah.
Just so weird. I had a lot of my folks, I teach on Sunday afternoons, and like half my people pivoted to virtual today just
Yeah.
because, we don't know what the roads are. The schools have, closed for tomorrow and all the
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So
It's
anyway,
crazy.
but Mo, you were bowling last night.
I was, and I gotta tell you something funny. So,
Okay.
I tell you what, I freaking love where I live, and I love the people that are we like. Our
Great.
neighbors are our friends. What's that?
You've got great neighbors, like the best.
Yeah, our neighbors are our friends, and so our next door neighbor, her birthday is in January 2nd, and so like last year we went out to fondue. Last month for her birthday, a bunch of us went roller skating, and then we had a couple February. We had 3 February birthdays, and so we try to find like this asinine stuff, right? So if you've ever seen on Instagram these women all taking the bungee class, and they're like
Oh my gosh.
spinning and flat spins because
I want to
we're like
try that.
we're like okay, we'll do that maybe in the spring or something like that. But we all decided to go. I don't know who decided. Anyway, we decided to go bowling. So on Saturday night, I think it was 8 of us. We had 2 lanes. We all went bowling, and it's just fun. I mean, people were at the bar or getting pizza, so everybody's. I bowled for Amy. I bowled for Gina. I bowled for myself. I might have bowled for everybody. But everybody just had a blast, and again, I was convinced that it's the thing that we were and I were talking about right before we hit record is it's 8 people who are together for an event that will never be the same. Now, all
Yeah.
8 of us can go bowling again, but it will be different because of everything going on in the world or in the lanes next to us, or
Yeah.
individually 8 of us could go bowling and have a different experience. But the experience we had was fun. There was pizza, there was beer, there was smack talk, there was Nicole getting 3 strikes on the last frame. I mean, which is
Jeez,
ridiculous. Yeah.
that's awesome.
So yeah, it was just fun. But
I would guess that my prediction is that you are a good bowler. I
I'm
have,
not.
so you and I we have been friends, best friends for 7.5 years now. That is one thing we have never done. Am I correct? We have never been bowling together.
I think I would remember the shoes. Yeah.
I can do a pretty mean moonwalk in bowling shoes, just saying. But I would venture to say that you're a good, because you're strong, you're an athlete. I mean, you're strong, you're
I don't overhand pitch the ball down the alley. No, I am not good.
you kick it
In
like a
fact,
soccer ball.
what?
Ouch. You kick it like a soccer
Yeah.
ball.
Well, in fact, like yesterday by the end, I'm just like we're just rolling the ball down grandma style, but like my arms. However, I have never had this happen before. Now, and I have bowled before.
Okay.
My left ass hurts, and like to the point where I did confide in Jen.
Your
I am
teeth.
about ready to get on the text thread from the group that went last night to see if any other right hand bowlers have a left ass pain. What is that? Why?
You
Why does my
triggered
left butt hurt?
some weird muscle. I don't know. Some weird muscle. My left butt. I love how you're calling it your left butt like you have two butts.
I do have a left and a right. What
Your
do you mean?
left butt cheek. It's not your left butt.
Sorry, Dr. Stevens. My left butt. Anyway, yeah, my left
That's
butt.
funny.
Like even like I drove to my mom's today. Got out of the car. I'm like, oh man, I'm stiff from driving. Or sitting in the car, and then I got back in the car. I'm like, oh man, I'm stiff from visiting with my mom. And then I got out of the car when I got home. I'm like,
Wait a
I
second.
don't think this is from driving.
Um, so did you guys do regular 10 pins or did you do duck pins?
regular 10 pin.
Have you been duck pin bowling? I feel like
I
you have
I
to
have
if you grew up here.
I have been duck pin and candlestick bowling.
Oh, can I've never done that before.
Yeah, that's
I've
a
never
kind of
done
a, we did that up in Cape Cod, New England. So
I am a pretty decent bowler
okay.
with bumpers.
So we're 3-year-olds.
I like bowling better with bumpers. It's more fun. At least gives you a fighting chance.
Yeah.
But I love duck pin. So we moved here in '99 and had in Ohio never even heard of duck pin because it's very Maryland, Delaware.
Hmm.
But oh my gosh, I haven't been in a long time. But
Yeah.
like even one, I think Josh had a bowling party when he was like 5 or something. Like I really enjoy bowling. When I was a kid, one of my aunts taught me how to do this like 5-step like launch thing. So I look like I really know what I'm doing. And I
With
have
the
muscle
bumpers.
memory on it, but I'm not. It's hit or miss for me with bowling. I
Yeah.
sometimes have a really good game, but with most sports, I kind of suck. So
Yeah. Yeah. No,
unless it's
I mean,
football, then I kick your
it
butt.
was fun, and it was so funny. So we had the lane from 7 to 9,
Mhm.
and there's like a little countdown on your screen up ahead, and it was like we had 2 minutes left, and Amy decides it's the speed round.
Oh,
So I
gee,
have like I did time lapse photography, but or video, but like
so
Amy
funny.
goes up there and she rolls, she turns it back around, she gets the ball, she goes. I mean, the thing barely had time to set up. We're like, we have 2 minutes, go, 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 and we're just launching the balls down. But yeah, at 9 they kick everybody out. They
Okay,
reset all the like everybody had to leave the building.
geez,
They reset it, and at 10 o'clock it's like rave bowling or I don't
like
know.
black light, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like
That's
and having gone to the bathroom there, I'm like, I don't want to be here when black lights come up because I'm afraid of what I'm going to see on all the surfaces. So I'm like, yeah, we're going.
I'm so glad you did that though. That it really is fun.
Yeah, this
Okay,
and
I
then
want
so
to go
the other thing
bowling
we
now.
talked about doing maybe for March or April is curling. There's a curling
Are
place.
you serious?
Well, these girls are ridiculous. I'm telling you, these girls are ridiculous,
Oh
and I
my gosh.
absolutely love it.
You know what amazed me about curling? Oh, because Olympics are what, wrapping up to
I
today,
think the closing
maybe?
ceremonies are today,
Okay. But
which means
again,
there's probably another week of games since
before,
all there's what's that?
like we talked about before, the opening ceremonies happen after events have already happened. So it's probably closing ceremonies, then there's going to be like 2 more weeks of the Olympics.
Exactly,
But
exactly.
the curling,
I think the groundhog saw his skate, and so there will be 6 more weeks of
two
Olympics.
more weeks of the Olympics. Um, the people doing curling don't wear skates. They wear like they almost look like bowling shoes actually.
Yeah, they can probably moonwalk on the on the.
They like
Is
are
that what you're thinking? That you can probably moonwalk on the
oh,
ice?
you haven't even seen me moonwalk. You don't even know.
They're probably
You
wear
are in
something.
for a treat, my friend.
Okay.
You're in for a treat, Toots.
Mm,
Um, so,
toots.
so yeah, they're in
Which,
this
which,
like
which,
low
we have
lunch.
found that the emoji combo to say toots, because it looks like toots, is a wind and a poop. So it's toots and fart are the same thing,
They're the same
emojically speaking.
thing. I did play miniature golf today with my family.
The
Um,
Oculus or like,
on the
okay,
Oculus. My may or may not know my dad has been sick, but he's been kind of having some good days, and he wanted to get on the headset, and he just wanted to watch us play golf. So
aw,
so my sister and I started, and then my brother-in-law, today's his birthday, he got on and watched, and
oh,
then Micah came and played. Micah's always
nice,
fun to play miniature golf with, and we did a few of the courses and made commentary. So that was fun. We hadn't done that in a while, so
good, good,
we enjoyed that. That was
yeah.
my little post-church pre-nap
There you
activity.
go.
So, um,
Church, golf, sleep, teach.
that's how my day was with various iterations of dogs here and there. So,
Yeah,
and snow somewhere in there too. But
yeah.
um, I saw a really fantastic show last night. There is a local high school that is a center for performing arts. It's a magnet school, and one of my students had the lead in their musical.
Mm.
And it's funny because I've always said it's one of my favorite musicals, but I've never seen it. I've
How
only
can it
said
be your
that
favorite musical then?
because I love the score. I love the music from it. So I finally saw it, and oh my word, I was crying so hard that the guy beside me, who was like a seat away from me, who did not know me, reached over and like patted my arm. I was crying because I was really proud of Lily, but I was also crying because the show, it's called Big Fish,
Okay.
and there was a movie in the 90s it's kind of based off of with Albert Finn. I remember Albert Finney was in
Have
it.
you seen the movie?
I have seen the movie.
Okay.
It's been a while though, so I had an idea. But it a lot of it. One of the lines from it is the greatest part of adventure is the people you meet.
Hmm.
And it's this man at the end of his life, which also hit home just for lots of reasons. Talking about all of these things he had lived and things he had done, and his son always thought he was lying, but he was actually telling the truth.
Hmm.
And how the first girl he kissed was a mermaid, and how a giant a witch told him how he was going to die, and how he helped move a town because there was a flood coming, like all of these things. But it was just so beautiful. And then like the people you meet, and then afterward I'm in the lobby and I saw like five former students, including, someone, a good friend of mine who I worked on with Little Women, three current students. Like it was really just cool. And it made me really grateful that I've been in this area for so long, in the theater community for so long, and I'm connected with a lot of really great people. So,
Yeah. That's
so
awesome.
that was a highlight of the weekend for me.
That's so cool.
It's no bowling
Um,
shoes, but
it's a what?
it's no bowling shoes, but
Well, but well, I'm glad you did that though.
moonwalk with my own devices.
Yes, yes, I can moonwalk on the Oculus. Probably not without getting sick, but
But something that you and I were talking about, Mo, before we hit record to see what happens, um, is we're really getting down to the nitty gritty of this is a season where we've not been really busy with gigs, which is kind of unusual actually for us. But we've been getting down to the nitty gritty of what we get to do together,
Mhm.
why we love it, and what we want that to continue to look like for us in the future.
Yeah.
And you summed it up really well. If you wouldn't mind like saying what you said about like what really lights you up the most is getting people in a room.
Oh, yeah. Kind of to the point what I was saying about bowling is what really lights me up is when we do our variety shows, and we call them variety shows because that is probably the best way to describe it. But we don't have any video footage of our shows, and I wish we did,
Yeah.
because what we do when we do a variety show, let's say it's an hour and a half long, that hour and a half and those people that we are with and we get to share our time with for an hour and a half, that hour and a half with those people exists just in those 90 minutes and will never ever happen again. And you and I know there's a lot of elements to our shows that are the same. We always go into halftime with Songs Against Humanity, which is something that nobody else in the world is doing.
Nope.
And then we do an improv game called Blind Line.
Hmm.
And, there are people that do that, but there are certain elements. And even though that element is exactly the same, it's different every show. And it has been because of the way the cards get shuffled, because of the people who are in the room, because of what song we decide to sing with the Cards Against Humanity, because of the give they give us. And I love that even though the blocks and how we map the energy for a show, even though those are pretty consistent, what happens in there and the magic that happens in there is different every time. And that makes it exciting for us as the performers, but I think it also makes for, Jen has come to every single show that we've
She
had.
has. She has. She's been
And even Jamie next door has been to the last 3 shows that we've had.
yeah.
And I hope for their sake as well that it is a different experience because of who's sitting around them and who is providing the content, or what songs that we're using, or what weird holiday we're celebrating.
Yeah.
But when you go, and that's another thing I was thinking about lately too, because I'm watching. Of course, I watched Ted Lasso again. We're watching Extracted. We're just binging shows.
Oh, is there a new season of Extracted?
Hmm. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
And I'm watching Traders again, which this Traders is phenomenal.
All right, I'll go back and watch it.
But what I miss is I used to do a blog when we used to watch American Idol, but when everybody watched American Idol on whatever it was, like Monday or Thursday night or whatever it was,
Yeah.
but like we all watched it together because it wasn't something that someone was, that had taped it or DVR'd it. It was, we all watched it synchronously, synchronously. Anyway,
Sure.
like we all watched it. It all showed up at 8 o'clock from 8 to 9 on Thursday, and everybody called in their votes and blah blah blah. But we don't really have that anymore because a lot of people are watching. We're fast forwarding through commercials. We pay for Hulu Live so we don't get commercials, or we whatever. And that's another reason why I like our show so much, is because when we are all plugged into each other for 90 minutes, those 90 minutes and that group of people have an experience that no one else in the world will ever have, including them, you know. And like I say, it makes it exciting for us, makes it exciting for Jen. And I just, the more I think about that, I think that's more of what the world needs, this whole connection thing.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. And I know we do what we love to do for, for businesses too, like for corporate events and for retreats and things like that too. And there are elements that they kind of scratch, they scratch each other's backs.
yeah.
There are elements that we can pull out of that we can use in the other, and vice versa.
But I will say, and I think this is part of the thing that frustrates me with our business as MCs. Not, I mean,
Yeah.
I would easily call us entertainers, but when we look at the corporate world for the MC world, I think part of the disconnect for me has been most people. Now, I've learned through speakers bureaus that in South Africa this model is flipped, but in the U.S. at least, people look at MCs as really just announcers, or hey, license plate such and such, your lights are on, or we found keys, or right, they're just announcers. They're not event architects. But what you and I do, whether it's our own show or whether we've done a corporate Christmas party, we have done, I mean, we've done this whole gamut of events. Like, again, I keep thinking about the Officer Women Leadership Symposium for 350
Yeah.
women in a room. The icebreaker before the event even kicked off, we were already introducing the keynote speakers because we used them as trivia. We did custom trivia.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
again, a typical MC in the way you envision it right now, or someone who's just going to, announce, here's what's starting, here's who's coming, here, let me read your bio in a monotonous voice. That's not what we do. And so we still, even when we do those things for corporate clients, or, custom birthday trivia for Josh, or any of those things, we are still creating an event that is elevated, that only exists for those people. And again, 350 people in the room, when we had someone run at us at the stage to tell us that our answer to the question was wrong and they would tell us why later,
Spoiler alert,
350
it
people,
wasn't.
352 people witnessed that event, and we are still talking about it years later, and we can still talk to the one person who was at the core of that, and talk about that, because that moment existed one time, and hopefully one time only. But that's what
Well,
I
and
love about it. And I think the more and more, and I'm going to make a plug here. So, one of my best friends, our best friends, even though you haven't met her, Carrie Ward. Carrie Ward and I have known each other since 1989 when we met at the Air Force Academy. And Carrie is fantastic, and she's so kind with us and generous with us. But she had texted us and said, on the Holderness, I think their podcast is called Laugh Line. Laugh Lines. It's anyway, but the Holderness family, they had a podcast, and they had this guest, Jennifer Wallace, on. And Carrie sent us that episode, said, this is the one you need to listen to, because Jennifer Wallace talks about mattering, like mattering, right? And then Carrie, I got this on Saturday, Carrie sent this book to me, and this is written again by that guest, but she has been studying mattering. And if you look at our process of SHWAC, see, hear, understand, appreciate, and connect, which is our core value, and we believe that everybody wants to, I feel very preachy tonight. Let me turn to the page. Yeah, because are you a beaver? Because damn. Anyway, but she was talking about, we all want to matter,
Yep.
right? And that's the whole thing that we say about when we talk about when people see, hear, understand, appreciate, and connect each other. Really, what you're doing is you're telling that person that they matter.
Yep.
And when somebody schwacks you, they have said, you matter. For whatever you did, you made me smile, you made me laugh, you made me think, you made me whatever it was. You made me feel connected to you and connected to myself, and you made me feel like I matter. And so I'm only...
The full stop goes with that too, Moe, because when you take a full stop and add a twist, you're telling somebody that they're worth you stopping what you're doing,
Right.
or what they're doing means so much that it's worth a full stop, and
Yeah.
it's worth a disruption of the monotony, and it's worth a disruption of the normal to
Hmm.
add that full twist.
Yeah.
So it is really about, it really is about mattering.
Yeah.
And and that's why, and what I love about what we do too is not just, we don't just elevate event execution, we're able to elevate event design. So
Yeah.
we're able to be with the team and customize and make things bespoke and elevate the design of what's happening so that people feel like they matter. I mean, that's, you don't want to go to a conference and feel like just another name tag.
Well, what's
You
the
feel
point?
like
Yeah. I
that.
mean,
Yeah.
well, honestly, those conferences are happening and they're happening left and right, and people are just like, it's like comically predictable, right? I know somebody's going to get up, they're going to mispronounce. That's one thing, mispronouncing names, which I still do, but I feel bad about it, at least. So,
Remorse.
but the one thing I will say, I was talking to somebody today, and again talking about elevating event design and the difference between an event architect and an announcer is, you and I had a gig a few years ago where it was pretty lighthearted. It was pretty positive and upbeat. It was, nothing. It was pretty vanilla in terms of the emotional investment and emotional toll. However, in the first half, there was a memorial. Someone in the organization had just passed away a few months earlier, and so the organization was setting up like a legacy fund or some kind of
Yeah.
memorial, and we had to be the ones to announce that. So here we have to go, and again, if you are not careful with your audience, I think what a typical announcer would just do is come out and go, "Hey, you all know Betty Joe kicked the can, right? So we got this legacy thing set up. So
Ironically, it's a can.
yeah,
So,
I know, yeah, it's a Folgers can, and she's in
same.
there. But this is what you
Wow.
shouldn't do. However, my point is that we knew that, we do our blocks and we say, okay, this is when they want to, talk about the memorial for this person.
Yeah.
And so we know that in order to take care of the audience, we have
Yeah.
to, have fun, have fun, have fun. And if we know this lower part, lower energy and somber moment is coming, we can't just get them there, right? We have to kind of take them there and guide them there and
Yeah.
hold them while they mourn somebody and while they learn about what's being set up. And then again, you can't just go back to cracking jokes and being stupid. You have to cradle them and comfort them and guide them back up so that you
Yeah.
care for them. That's what we do. And again, I see so many events where people are not, they're not good stewards of the
Mm.
audience attention, not attention, energy, or just
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
audience, period. So
Full
I don't know,
stop.
I think about that all the time, about how careful we are with where
Yeah.
when we get to do our own run a show. It's great because we're like, okay, this is where we're going to put this, and here's why. We always have a reason why. Like, we've had too much chuckle, 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 something serious. We've got to spread it out. So I don't know.
Well, and I love too that this last show, that we actually purposely put something really poignant at the end
Yeah,
that was really meaningful, and I think it was very effective with the people that were in the room.
yeah, I hope so.
And yeah, and I think about too, there was another event where we were emceeing a run of show that had involved costumes and wigs and a fake French accent done poorly by me.
Yeah,
But
because
again, there was,
mine would just sound Scottish.
it's where we always end up. But there was a point where we were giving out an award that was in honor of someone who had passed,
Hmm.
and we made the conscious decision to come out. We didn't change costume. We were still in costume, but we did not do the wigs and we did not do the shtick
Yeah,
in order to honor that person. Because,
yeah,
that's, so yeah, I think it's important to know, like, as important as it is to know when to laugh and when to joke, it's important also to know when not to do that.
yeah. Well,
No,
and I think,
more often than not, we are laughing,
yeah,
joking.
well, yeah, yeah. Well, and I think too, when we talk about our full stop, right? So interrupt
Yeah.
the rush, pause with purpose, and add a little twist. If everything is 100%, then everything's 100%, and there's no,
Yeah.
if you don't have that variation of like that depth of, here's something funny, 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 you know, fake accent, ridiculous uniforms and ridiculous wigs, and then this is just stranded by itself if you have this drastic thing, but without having that, like that momentum, and then that just like a natural, it's just a natural story arc, it's an energy arc,
Yeah.
and again, it's respecting not just the run a show, it's also respecting the audience, but it's also respecting what it is the event's even about, right? So again, and I say event like an event within an event. So if we're talking about a memorial, it's
Yeah.
respecting that memorial within the context of the bigger event. So I just, uh, granted, you and I think way, way, way deeply about this stuff, more so than I think people would give us credit for, and more so than most. But I also think that's why we are able to elevate event design. We're getting ready to go to the Women Air Force Service Pilots, and we are. You
Excited.
wrote a song because there are lyrics to a song, but nobody knows the melody. You have written one, and we've sent it out to a couple WASP, their kids, and we're trying to bring this back to life. So,
And I love that because we don't know the woman that wrote the song.
yeah,
I don't even know if her family is involved in the
yeah,
WASP homecoming, but the fact is, a song was written and it got lost.
yeah,
And I'm grateful and privileged that you and I have the honor of bringing that song back
yeah,
and having the words that this person penned with a lot of thoughtfulness sung. And we don't know what the melody is, but we're giving it a new voice. So I'm really excited about
yeah,
that. And I'm just excited. You know, year or two ago, I didn't even know who the Wasp were.
yeah,
And but it makes me think a lot about like my grandmother like lived around that time and like
hmm,
she could have been one of these people
yeah,
and how they were brave and they were trailblazers and they did not get the credit that was due to them. So we get to be a part of honoring their legacy.
yeah,
So yeah, if you're listening and you don't know about the WASP, the Women Air Force Service Pilots, do a deep dive because it's really a fascinating part of
yeah,
our not just our military history, but our country's history, like
yeah,
and women's history. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so we're privileged to get to be a part of that and help navigate everybody through the homecoming weekend and
Yeah,
spend some time at
there's a lot of events within events that whole weekend.
Texas. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. But yeah, I just been thinking so much about what we get to do, and you and I had toyed with the idea of making some recorded, because we do a lot of workshops and stuff, but I
Yeah,
just, while we could make a pre-recorded thing, I think the interaction, and again that bringing people together for that moment in time,
yeah.
that's kind of what I want to do. It's not the efficient way, but I've never been an efficient person, so.
I don't know about that.
But yeah, I'm excited about what's on the. Well, tell you what, I'm excited to finish this book. So Carrie, thank you again for sending me the book Mattering.
I'm gonna get
Um,
it on Audible.
and on the cover, I'm looking at the cover here, has a clementine, and she,
Nice.
even though I'm 17 pages in, a clementine was the very. It was kind of a catalytic. It was a catalytic fruit, but it played in a kind of like her awakening. There was a guy at a bodega, and he had some clementines, and he was selling them, and it was the way he interacted and connected and schwacked one of his customers. He saw her, heard her, understood her, appreciated and connected her, and clementined her. So yeah, so I'm
I love
excited
it.
to finish that. But
I'm excited. I mean, I, not to be trite or to use, big sweeping generalizations, but life is just so rich and there's so many opportunities and so many people to interact with.
yeah,
And I'm just super grateful that we get to do what we get to do. And I'm grateful too for this. Like I said, we've got kind of some downtime that we don't normally have.
hmm,
This time last year, we were coming off of emceeing a cruise, a women's conference on a cruise, and we were heading into emceeing a women's barbershop event, and we didn't have either one of those on this place on the calendar this year.
yeah,
So we've got this downtime, and while it feels like we want to be working, we want to be
it's
doing, but like
killing me.
I know it is, I know, but I'm grateful for this time because we're able to be reflective. We're able to kind of rework some things and plan for what's ahead. And yeah, I'm grateful. I'm really grateful that we get to do what we get to do. I'm grateful for all the people we have in our lives, and we're kind of living the dream.
Yeah,
So
that's
super
fantastic.
grateful for that.
Awesome.
And it's snowing. Did I mention that?
I thought that was part of the dream. So yeah. So
Measure it with.
we'll drop off for now, but yeah, if you really here's what we need from you all. If you have a group of people who are overscheduled, tired, overworked, and just need an hour to let go and have a laugh that they currently don't even realize that they need, please call us, because that's our wheelhouse.
Yeah.
We just want to have fun with people, connect people, and let people just let go for a second. Just let it go. It'll all that crap will be there. My left ass pain from bowling will hurt later.
Sounds like a very specific insult.
I know my I flex my left ass at you. But yeah. So
Like a place for us to stop. No.
yeah. What's that? What's the give me your tired, your poor.
Give
You
me
know
your
the
tired,
Irving
your
Berlin.
huddled masses with rate.
Yeah.
Your
Can you
huddled
can you
masses waiting to break free. I can only do it if I sing it.
yeah? But can you rework it so it's like give me your overworked, underlaughed. That's what we need.
Oh yeah, let's do
That's
it.
who we need. That's just if you all can just picture in your mind the Statue of Liberty, and then these poetic words coming out.
And a bowling ball in her hand.
Clutching her left ass. Okay. Well, I wish you all
There
a
we are.
great week, and I flex my left ass at you.
In your general direction.
Yeah,
We will be on Friday for Full Stop Friday,
it's not
where
Friday.
we like to share some perspective on Full Stop and where we've seen it show up in our lives. And you too can experience the Full Stop with a tiny twist. So tune in Friday and watch us live.
Yay! All right.
Friday.
Have a great week, and we'll see you Friday. Bye
Bye.
bye.